Royals, what's going on? It's your girl QdaQueen here, back with another video. Now, we have received in this past week an unveiling. An unveiling for those of us who care. And y'all know I care. But before we get into it, make sure if you have not subscribed to the channel, you subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, man. It's free. I'm not asking for you to pay for nothing. It's a free little click. Just click. Just click, click, click. Alright, and if you're liking the content, make sure you hit that like button. And also, if you have any thoughts, comments, concerns, any feedback, because listen, every time I talk about this subject, there's always some comments and concerns, okay? So hit that comment section, because me and my Royals, we talks about it. So as I hinted before, we had an unveiling. That unveiling was a Lebron 18, baby. And listen here, if you a LeBron fan, namely, if you a LeBron sneaker fan, getting an unveiling of that magnitude is very important. We all know LeBrons have typically been releasing in September, so I mean July is almost up. It's about that time when we start to see these pictures of either him wearing a pair or a prototype or just some sort of leaked photos. So in this case, they in the bubble, and my man been rocking these 18s like they came out already. Alright, so he out here and he's flexing in these 18s. Alright, I guess the question for me is, you know, will they be better than the 17? That's my biggest question, and that's been my question since the 17 has been out, okay? But let's kind of look into some of the things that they've added. So at first glance, honestly, I'm getting I'm getting 15 and 16 vibes from it, in terms of like the shape of it. Of course it has its own kind of unique look, but I automatically think back to the 15 and 16. Now I wasn't a big 16 fan. I did like the 16 low, and the 15 actually, you know, there's multiple colorways that came out in that were really dope. I still don't have all of the ones that I want, but needless to say, again, when I first saw these shoes, the 18, definitely was thinking like the 15 and 16 build. And just based off of some of the things I read, it looks like the knitting that they put on the 18 is actually inspired by the last 3 silhouettes, in terms of the knitting. I guess those 3 are some of LeBron's personal favorites, as they are like way more breathable and flexible compared to a lot of his past shoes, because we know a lot of his first few shoes were fairly bulky, but all the basketball shoes for the most part were like that. And so this whole knit technology has definitely changed the game for guys, especially guys with velocity and power like LeBron, okay? From my understanding, they have Max Air and they have Zoom integrated in the outsole. So he has, you know, the best of both worlds. We know that LeBron, you know, has Air Max sneakers. Basically, a lot of his shoes are Air Max hybrid or derivative or whatever. And then most basketball shoes have that Zoom technology. So we know that definitely we'll have comfort involved and we'll have good performance cushioning involved with that technology. Now, and just the way that they're shaped and just some of the colorways that I've seen, it's definitely, it looks like they're definitely trying to make a lighter option for LeBron, even lighter than the last 3 silhouettes. The 17 kind of had a higher cut look to it as opposed to the 15 and 16. So it seems like that 15 and 16, they were trying to go mid to low, and then that 17 got a little high, which I enjoyed. As y'all know, I enjoyed the highness of that 17, but it seems like that 18, perhaps LeBron, you know, kind of brought feedback like, you know, let's go a little bit lower with this thing. You know, I'm getting older. I need something that's a little bit lighter so I can do my thing. I can go fast, and I can, you know, I can put that power down on that court. So just the design of the shoe is to me, it just seems like that's the direction that they were wanting to go in, and LeBron is actually interested in. Now I'm hoping that, you know, at his age, he don't roll an ankle or nothing like that in these joints, but you know, especially, you know, he a little pigeon toe, bow-legged. He a little bow-legged now. So we'll see how this low cut type of thing works for him in the bubble, okay? But yeah, so far a couple of colorways have leaked. We saw one where he had a mostly predominantly black pair with like a white swoosh and white outsole, and you know, that's, you know, obviously a basic colorway, but just that alone showed us kind of the potential of the shoe. And then pretty much the next day we saw a completely new colorway of it. It was kind of like a gray, mint green, burgundy. It had a tassel on it. It had a lot going on with it, probably more so than what I would prefer to have. So I'm kind of mixed on it right now. I will say they do have different pictures of him in that particular shoe. There's a couple of angles where it looks dope, but then there's an angle where it's like really close up on that gray and mint green colorway with the tassel. And it don't look that great to me on that particular frame. So I'm hoping that, you know, I'll see just some different colorways. And for me, I'm always really picky about my colorways anyway, especially from his last few silhouettes. Well, just his silhouettes in general. I've been very picky. But this so far it seems like the 18, and I could be wrong. So far it seems like the 18 is going to be one of them silhouettes where I'm trying to choose the right colorway to get. And I'm okay with that, because I definitely went 17 overload, okay? I couldn't even imagine going like crazy with the 17, 18, 19, you know what I'm saying? Like just going crazy with every single silhouette. That's not typically how I collect. So the fact that I bought so many 17s lets you know just how much I love that shoe. Like they killed it. Nike killed it with that 17. And like I said before, when I opened the video, I'm wondering, will this 18 have more traction than the 17? Because that 17 brought a whole lot of folks back to kind of looking at LeBron's again like, hey, wait a minute, those ain't so bad. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's for those who don't typically like LeBron, that's who I'm talking to. But LeBron fans, you know, we either like it or we don't, you know. Better colorway, cool. We like the colorway, we don't like the colorway. Whatever the case, but we definitely show respect to that silhouette. That 17 is dope, okay? But again, like I said, so far, it looks like the 17 is better than the 18, but it's too early to say. It's too early to say because we haven't seen all of the potential with this 18 yet, and the different colorways that could come out of it. We've only seen 2 so far. Looks like they're gonna release in September per usual. That's typically when the first shoe drops in his newer silhouettes. So I imagine that black and white pair is gonna be the first. I don't know exactly, but typically a black, kind of like a black pair, or like black and gray, whatever the case, are typically the first pairs that come out anyway, at least from the last few silhouettes. So it wouldn't be a surprise if that's the first colorway that drops in September. So we just have to wait and see. And we already know that price tag is gonna be about 200. So you know, if we liking it, you know, we got to be ready to go ahead and spend, especially if it turns out that people like are like really seeking it out. Otherwise, of course, we know the game. You can kind of sit back and try to grab it for the low, of course. But yeah, man. So the LeBron 18, it is official. It's coming out. It's dropping. We got some looks at it. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it thus far. I have an idea for what some of y'all gonna say. Man, I love y'all though. I love y'all. But just overall, man, let me know what y'all think. I told you what I think. So thus far, the 17 is looking much better. But again, it's early, so I could very well change my thoughts. And even if I do think the 17 is better, and that's a genuine thought even after the release, there may be some colorways of the 18 where I'm like, yeah, gotta have that thing. Gotta have that thing. I guess we just have to wait and see. We in quarantine, so we don't have nothing else to do but wait and see anyway. So might as well just go ahead and you know, see what comes out of this thing. And basketball season starts next week. All these scrimmages, I don't know if you guys been watching the scrimmages, but I don't really get in on the scrimmages. I will watch some highlights just to see what everybody's looking like condition wise, but I'm ready for the actual season. I don't care where they're playing. I love basketball, so let's have some fun, watch some basketball, and yeah, man, look out for some more vids from your girl QdaQueen. And until next time, royalty.
The queen is hyped up. The queen is hyped up.